Inaugural Jason Society streaming cast is now live. I am 15 minutes late, 18 minutes according to some people, if you're looking at a clock that I don't like. That's what happens sometimes, guys. Hey, I do apologize about my tardiness. I'm here for you, and I am live. So, the left is going to eat itself before the right ever gets to the table. We already know this is happening, folks. This is nothing new. The left spends all their time and effort doing this. This is exactly what they pride themselves on. I am a part of the left. I see it too. I am not blind to that. We hold each other to such high account, right, that no one in any way could possibly be infallible. It's the trouble that we have on the left. Everybody is guilty. Everyone is guilty. I'll give you the latest, or a few of the things I've noticed. You've got Tim Black, TYT, and Jimmy Dore, whatever the fuck he wants to call himself. He's a douchebag, by the way, going at each other relentlessly. I think that Tim Black and TYT have a good point. What is that point exactly? Jimmy Dore and MPP didn't go to bat for Nina. As a matter of fact, they told people not to vote for her because she ran as a Democrat. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't give a shit what somebody runs as. I'm looking at their platform. I'm looking at what it is they got to say, right? You know, this nonsense about label purity is stupid. There's more than one way to change the tides of things. And it doesn't have to be this uncompromising BS that we get from a lot of far-right leftists. Y'all sound like some fucking tankies. As much as that sounds like it would be a great prospect, it just isn't. It just isn't. Because there are too many people in this country that outnumber the left. Our ideas are sound. People love the ideas. But the minute that you attach a label to it, the minute that you say socialist or left idea, you're going to lose a lot of people. However, Democrats have been very successful in pushing some socialist ideals. Do I think they're the best at it? Hell no. Do they go far enough? Hell no. But I can tell you this. MPP don't have enough money and enough organization to go to bat with the big dogs. And it doesn't matter how much small donations you take. You're going to get one or two candidates who will make it through. But even then, a lot of times, they'll be backed by someone like MPP or DSA or something like that. But when it comes down to what's on the ballot, 9 times out of 10, what's on the ballot is that they're running as a Democrat. Now, I don't know what people are expecting. You know, we don't have half the country, half the voting country with us. And we set these unreasonable expectations for our politicians and for one another. And we eat our own over and over again. People like Jimmy Dore, they have no concept of what it is to actually be in office and have to deal with other people. This clown is mad at AOC and a handful of progressives. And I'm talking about a handful, guys. We don't have a coalition of a few hundred people in Congress. We have a coalition of like maybe 20 people. That's a big maybe, man. Like, that's a huge maybe. And this is the shit that we're dealing with. People like Jimmy Dore saying, that's not far enough. You're not going far enough. Well, let me ask you, Jimmy. What do we do when we don't have an AOC? What do we do when we don't have a Rashida Tlaib? What do we do when we don't have an Ilhan Omar? What do we do without a Jamal Bowman? What do we do without these people? His solution is, don't vote for them, don't fucking support them, but I don't have anybody else for you to support. Don't support Nina Turner, right? Don't fucking support Nina Turner? Don't vote for her? Are you out of your fucking mind? You must be stupid, Jimmy Dore. And I mean that in the most insulting way possible. And people keep wondering why we don't get anything accomplished. I mean, we fucking mince words, dude. And that's what infuriates me. You know, nobody wants to be a fucking loser, but you also don't sell out your beliefs, right? But it seems like that's where we're at right now. We're just selling out our beliefs. That's all we're doing. We're selling ourselves out. Everything that we could stand for. Because everybody wants it now, and they want it their way. No compromise. Well, guess what? We're going to have to figure out how to do just that. We can't live like this. It's completely untenable. That's why we don't get anywhere in Congress. That's why we don't get anywhere on Capitol Hill. It's not just the moneyed interests. It's the fact that nobody can take us seriously. Everybody wants to infight about this shit. About little things, about nuanced shit. Cults of personality. But you know what's not happening every time we do that? We're not organizing. We're not fixing things. We're not doing what we said we're setting out to do. It's humiliating. It's fucking humiliating. You know, the right, they stick by their own no matter what. And yes, they do some heinous ass shit, and they stick by them anyways. Us, any little infraction, I mean any little fucking thing, is cause to get the boot. Is cause to be canceled in our own party and our own belief system. Cenk Uygur. Shit, man, he got kicked off Justice Democrats. He started that thing. Why? Because he made some misogynistic comments over 20 years ago? And I don't care what your opinion is about TYT. Had it not been for them, a lot of people on the left wouldn't have been radicalized to go to the left. A lot of people wouldn't have been motivated to start their own streams. You know, you can talk about where they're at now and, you know, how they took money and this and that and the third. Yeah, maybe they did. Maybe it was a means to an end, because you know what? It stirred up a lot of people. It got a lot of people talking. It got a lot of people streaming. It got a lot of people talking about left-wing ideologies, policies, and positions in society and in the news. But we'll eat them too, because remember, they're rich. So rich, I think Anna still drives an old beat-up Honda, like old Honda Civic. Cenk still rents his house. That's what I'm talking about, though. That's what the left wants to do. We want to eat our own. It's more fun to shit on our own than it is to actually try to solve problems. We need to be united. We need to be together on shit. Not this separation shit. Not this, oh, well, you don't like it just exactly the way that I do, so you're outcast. What you have to say is invalid and unimportant. That's how we want to treat this? That's how we're going to get ahead? That's how we're getting Medicare for all? That's how we're affecting climate change? That's how we're guaranteeing LGBTQIA plus rights? We're going to do that by fighting each other. And that's the thing that pisses me off the most right now. When are we going to stop gunning for one another? We all know that the left has more of a chance of falling than the right ever will, because we are going to eat our own over and over again, over and over again. Yeah, we'll get a little concessions here or there from Biden. But those aren't the concessions that any of us wanted. None of us. It's fucking minuscule. But you know what? We couldn't line up behind our guy at the time. Everybody wanted to fight and mince words over little things. Nobody wanted to do anything to affect real change. They wanted to talk about it. They wanted to theorize. But when it came to actually doing anything at all, instead of doing something, we've done nothing but shit on each other. As soon as somebody on the left gets big enough to where they have a national stage, all of a sudden they're the sellout? What is this, a fucking punk rock concert? That's not a progressive left. That's a defeatist left. That's a defeatist left. That's what it is. It's us eating ourselves. I've got hope, though. I've got hope. I've got hope that cooler heads will prevail and that there will be some leaders that come out. We need more people like Bernie Sanders that know how to take a lot of divergent cultures and issues and bring them together in a way that we can communicate as one, in a way that we can stop this cannibalization of our own movement, because that's what it is. It's a cannibalization of our own movement. We also need to look out for interlopers, because I do think there are some of those too. You've got your Jimmy Dores, you've got your Tulsi Gabbards, you've got your Glenn Greenwalds. These folks are they're all interlopers. They're not here for you. They're grifters. They're here to make money. They're thriving off the division that they cause in the left. And they do it repeatedly over and over again. And because people are so angry and they want something to latch onto, and it's really cathartic to hear the rage of Jimmy Dore when you're that upset with the country that you live in. I get that. I get that rage. But that rage isn't driving progress. And that's the problem, isn't it? That's the problem to me. Are we actually going to do anything to change the tides? We can't continue down this path.